Cool.
Are you recording? You are recording. Good.
Now I'm recording.
Now I can see.
Very good.
Are you looking good, Kenneth?
Just trying to straighten out my tie.
I love that hairdo, bro.
Okay, time for a survey. Raise your hand if it took you longer to do your tie today. Should be every hand going up, right? Oh, Jack Ald, you could do that in your sleep.
Mine. Well, I gave up on the bow tie and actually had to go back to regular tie.
There you go.
I was running out of time on the bow tie.
Operation abort the bow tie.
Exactly.
Jack, I have a couple of clip-ons where, after about the 5th try, if it doesn't work, we're going to the clip-on.
Yeah, you get chastised in this lodge, though. They'll notice it from a distance, and you get beat up.
Would we ever do that?
Yes.
Especially at Senior Henning. He's pretty good at chastisement on clip-on bow ties.
That's right. That's right.
That's okay.
Well, it's not just the bow tie. Someone has shrunken my shirt. It used to fit so well.
Yeah.
My whole suit is shrunk.
I think somebody in my house took in the seams in the middle of the night or something.
It's COVID-19.
It's the dry cleaners. They shrink everything.
Yeah.
No, it's the COVID-30, Kenneth.
Also, I'm not usually this orange in real life. I think it's my light bulbs or something.
It's not the tan cream? Huh?
All right, 12:03, a little bit more time and then we'll get started. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We're already up to 26. Hello, Brother David. Good to see you.
Excuse me, Worshipful. I thought we were supposed to start till 12:20.
You're correct. You are correct. But the official installation does not start until 12:20. In the interim, from now until 12:20, we're just kind of a social gathering, connecting, letting folks, master their technology.
Hey, Will, great to see you. You're muted.
Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah.
It's muted, Will. We can't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
You probably don't want to do that, do you? You probably want me to go back to being muted.
You look terrific.
No, up till 12:20, up to 12:20, we're all good. We can all gather and share.
We can stay unmuted, huh?
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, good. Hey, Russ, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you, Worshipful?
I'm doing fine. Congratulations on your Hiram Award.
Thank you.
It's a long time in coming. You should have had it before.
Wait a time with patience. It's all good.
Yeah, well, you've got more time than I do.
Okay, deposits aren't a problem. Brokerage house wasn't a
Hey,
problem.
Russ, what's the proper point to do like a musical interlude in the ceremony?
It's just before we install the master.
Okay. Brother David, if you're ready, I'll let you know at that point when you can play if you're up for that today.
Just one more thing.
Sure, something short. Happy to.
The only thing about it,
That's 2 years in a row for Brother David. Thanks so much for providing music.
Oh, you're very welcome.
other than that, what is that? Other than that, then counts not a problem.
Brother David, if I'm on my game, I'll probably say something at that time, and I'll say, that would be the time for the musical interlude. Just remember to unmute yourself at the time.
Thanks, Worshipful. I appreciate that.
Okay, we're starting to pick up steam. We have 29 participants already, and we still have 14 minutes to go, and then we'll get started.
You cue the music?
Worshipful, can we get a show of hands for how many officers are wearing boxers?
All I see is one hand. It's a little distressing.
Writing checks.
There is another option, so we'll just assume the rest have the other option.
They're virtual pants. There's a setting for that too.
Right.
Nuts, I chose the swimsuit.
Hey, why not the kilt lobby?
I kind of like this wearing the suit with shorts.
You said you can still make deposits.
I
Hopefully
love
they
that
get
beard,
mine.
Bob. The black and white beard is kind of
Like this. It's
it's
like
two-tone. Yeah.
it goes going all the way this way. It changes sides.
Wow.
Yeah.
That-
Figure
it's
one's
like a-
done.
It's like a, I don't know, it's like a superhero movie, your alter ego or something.
Right.
you know?
Very altered. That some of the stuff on top turns black. It's only the first color I've had in my beard or my hair in a very long time.
Yeah, at least you have stuff on top.
Worshipful Peterson, it's great to see you.
Well, thank you. Good to be here.
Hey, Gary, how you doing? This is Will.
Will, how are you, Worshipful?
I'm doing fine. You staying healthy?
So far, thank God.
That's a good thing. Glad to hear that.
I'm ready for anything that comes, however.
Well, let's hope nothing comes
Let's hope that nothing comes.
so we can see each other in the new year.
Yeah.
There's some travelers here I haven't seen for a while. Worshipful Bob Katz with a black mustache.
Mhm.
Wow. And Gene Giordano. Hello, Gene.
I actually was speaking with somebody the other day who lives near your development when she leaves Arizona in the summer to go to the cooler weather.
Sunbirds.
She's on a call.
I'll call her back.
She'll call you back. You wanna?
Okay, 30 participants. It's good. It looks good. I see Drew on the line. Is that Drew McKinnon? Is that you on the line?
And Ross, is Ross here? Can he boost Chuck to co-host?
Ross is here.
Oh, actually, I don't know if I can do that.
It's Michael.
And anyone else who logged back in and now they're not co-hosts so that I can.
And a shout out to Sean Donahue. Good to have you on the line, Sean.
Pleasure to be here. Congratulations all.
Thanks for being here, Sean. Corin Andrews is here. Corin, thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Let's see, 30. All right.
Michael Blue as well, co-host.
Okay, getting close. We have 10 more minutes.
And Jack Ald.
Officially.
Put Jack Ald on co-host as well with Michael.
So Zoom meetings take a little bit of coordination, and I just want to give a shout out to Scott Trodick for his part. Yeah, Scott's pulling a few strings behind the scenes, so.
Thank you, Worshipful John.
You're welcome.
Are all the officers supposed to be co-host?
Yes.
I think we need Chris Holder up there as well. And Ross.
Yeah,
And,
Ross is host and Chris Holder is co-host already.
Are they supposed to appear at the top of the screen?
No, they appear at the top of the participants list.
You know what? I've done it again. How do you make that participants list visible? Ross Hernandez showed me the other day and I've completely forgotten.
Down
It's down at the bottom, participants.
Just click the button. Oh,
I know,
All
it's
right.
too easy.
I'm thinking it's like 10 steps and it's like half of one step. Oh gosh.
Who is it?
Oh,
Somebody's bell is ringing.
It's not yours?
I think it's announcing the caller too.
Oh, that's
Yes,
me.
it is.
I want my cell phone to do that.
No, that's not my thing.
Yeah. Is it smart enough?
No, it's not.
Oh. Sometimes I think the phones are smart and the operators are not as smart sometimes.
Hey.
Yeah, they don't know how to answer it, right?
Yeah.
I'm still coming off of the special needs phone. So the new one's quite a bit smarter.
Semi-intelligent phone.
I think it used to be people would remember phone numbers. Nowadays it's like, what's your brother's phone number? Like, I have no idea, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let me look it up on my phone.
Can I give a shout out to Worshipful Baloo? Right now it is 12:12 on 12:12.
Yeah, there we go.
Right on.
We need like a solar eclipse like right now or something.
It's dark in here.
It's a tough choice between 12:12 or 12:20. So.
I like 12:12. My wife was so confused. It was so funny. She texted me and she's like, "Hey, when is the installation on Saturday?" And I go 12:12. She's like, "No, what time?" And I'm like 12:12. She's just like, "Why?"
Hey, be nice. Remember, you have to sleep sometime.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm recording this. I'll edit that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, it's your neck.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, 31 folks. We're almost there, getting closer.
I didn't have my black jacket. It's being altered. I have to go with the lighter color.
You look good.
Thank you.
You bear a striking resemblance to a college professor.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to play the part. I really am.
Do you have the leather patches on your sleeve?
I got rid of those jackets. I had those. That's what my son said. He goes, "You should have kept those, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I should have."
Well, I'll come back in style soon.
I know, right?
Did anybody else have to watch an update video on doing bow ties again? It's been quite some time. I was like, didn't work out.
We just tried 5 times in front of a mirror, that's all.
Michael, I told everybody earlier, that's why I'm wearing on a regular tie. I gave up.
I literally started to do it and I was like, wait, I had to go back to a video. I was like, it's been almost a year.
That's why I cheated. I went with this.
What is that? What do you call that?
Russ
Ascot?
got it in the original, and I found out what it was. It's just like
it's an ascot.
Yeah,
ascot. Yeah,
really nice. It's really easy. A little piece of Velcro, you're done.
That's it.
Nice.
So is that a Scottish item?
No, it's Russ. You're the one that originally got it.
Yeah, it's an eBay item.
Yeah.
It's a Scottish
a past master one.
It's a Scottish eBay item.
They're nice though.
They are. They look nice.
And it sounds super easy to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Bob, you should do an education event on the ascot.
Yeah, you just go on, off, done.
Yeah.
That's our show. All right. More minutes. 12:16, then we'll get started.
I was gonna say, Russ, you got to edit this so you don't get in trouble like when you took and gave Acacia to Michael.
Oh, I know, right? That photo will live in infamy.
Yeah, you'll never hear the end of that one.
No.
It's a good picture, though.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure that one's not hanging up on your wall anywhere.
No, Acacia actually asked to see it a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she loves it.
That's cool. He's a good pitcher.
So is everybody muted except me? Is that what's going on?
No, we just
think
ran
most
out
of-
of things to say.
Yeah, it just got quiet. That's all. Quiet moment.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
If you like and make noise, I can sing if you like, but you'd probably rather not.
We have the capability of muting.
You'll need to do that then.
It got so quiet, I could hear the tick of the clock behind me. Click, click.
Very ominous.
10-7 or 12-17. We're almost there. By the way, if you're interested, I think it's December 21st. There's supposed to be a big celestial event in the evening. I think it's the two planets are coming together. I think it's Jupiter and Saturn are coming together, and
800th anniversary.
yeah, it's been 800 years since that happened. So
What day is that on?
21st, but I believe it's like right after sunset, and it's only for a couple of hours.
Monday
So
night, yeah.
you got to be quick about it. So
And it's winter solstice.
Is that the first day of winter?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
it is.
Ken's missing. Black and Craig's missing in action up there.
Okay, it's called the Jupiter-Saturn Conjunction 2020. Great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn.
Worshipful, while you have a break here, may I take the opportunity to invite all of you to Irvine Valley's installation next Saturday?
Please, please. Any more details? Saturday the 19th, obviously.
Saturday the 19th at 11 p.m. at 11 a.m.
Either one works.
And we will be posting the Zoom invitation for it to all of the lodges. So hopefully you'll get it from your secretary.
Great. Thank you so much. And that's Irvine Valley.
And congratulations to you, Brother Grace, Worshipful, on a successful year during a very difficult time.
Thank you so much.
And to you, Brother Baloo, I wish you all the best in your year.
Worshipful.
Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that.
Before we begin, as I shared earlier, Cyrus Mosini was tested positive with the coronavirus. He's doing extremely well considering. He says he's in a good bit of pain. He said he felt like he was slammed by 3 football players. He's not in the hospital. He said he feels 100 times better today than he did yesterday and 100 times better than the day before. So each day he's getting significantly better. He's not in the hospital. He reaches out to all of you and asks for your prayers. So let us pray for Cyrus. Again, he seems to have a mild case so far compared to being in the hospital. But he was in a good bit of pain, and he says today he's much better. So I wanted to make that announcement.
That's good to hear. And thank you for sharing that. We all wish him a speedy and complete recovery. And do keep us posted, Worshipful Jack, if you would, any updates. All right, it is 12:20. And we will begin. At this point, I will turn it over to our Master of Ceremonies, and that.
Sorry about that, Worshipful. All right, one second. Brethren and friends, welcome into the virtual lodge, the master and installing officers.
Thank you, Brother Master of Ceremonies. At this point, I would like to welcome you to the 93rd Annual Installation of Officers for Saddleback Laguna Lodge, number 672. Now, ideally, in normal years, we would be conducting this in our lodge room, but Today we have a Zoom conference call, and I do ask you to bear with us in the event of any unusual audio. Hopefully that's at a minimum. Any other connection issues, if those were to occur, please do bear with us. And again, many thanks for being here. We do appreciate that. Your participation in this call is what convinces us and what demonstrates that Masonry continues and essentially thrives even in a pandemic. So we thank you for being here, and I will turn it over to, actually we have a trio of brethren that make up our installing team. I would like to introduce them at this point. Our installing officer for today is Worshipful Gary Silverman, past master of Saddleback Laguna Lodge number 672, and many other attributes. He is our installing officer. Our master of ceremonies is Worshipful Russ Hennings, past master of Saddleback Laguna Lodge number 672. Worshipful Russ, if you hadn't heard, was the recipient of the Hiram Award, and that was awarded 2 days ago. And Worshipful Silverman as well is a past recipient of the Hiram Award. So we have 2 recipients of that. And I would like to also introduce my coach and a very special friend, Brother Gene Giordano, who joins us today from Arizona. I would like to thank Brother Gene for being our chaplain today. And many thanks to him, not just for that, but he's one of the reasons I'm master today. So thanks to Brother Gene. And that's our installing team for installation 2020. And at this point, I will turn it over to our installing officer, Worshipful Silverman.
Thank you, Worshipful. Brother Master of Ceremonies, are the officers of this lodge lately chosen, present, and ready to be installed in their respective offices?
They are within the virtual lodge, Worshipful Sir, and await your pleasure.
Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will read the names and the offices of the brethren present and ready to be installed.
Master, Brother Michael Ballou. Senior Warden, Brother Chuck Chiodo. Junior Warden, Brother Paul Michael May. Treasurer, Brother Ross Hernandez. Secretary, Worshipful Kenneth Bennett. Assistant Secretary, Brother Bob Feltz. Senior Deacon, Brother Jack Ald. Junior Deacon, Brother Chris Holder. Marshal, Brother Oscar Cortez. Senior Steward, Brother Craig Lachlan McKinnon. Tyler, Worshipful Jack Hennings.
In accordance with the teachings of our institution, it is our duty before entering upon any great or important undertaking to invoke the aid and blessing of God. Let us therefore reverently unite with our chaplain in an address to the throne of grace.
Great architect and ruler of the universe, we reverently invoke thy blessing at this time. Grant us thine aid in our present undertaking, that all we may do shall be done with an eye single to thy service and to the good of Freemasonry. May those who are now about to be invested with the government and conduct of this lodge be endued with wisdom to instruct their brethren in their duties, and may they be continually guided by the unerring counsel thou hast given in the great book of nature and revelation. May brotherly love, relief, and truth always prevail among the members of this lodge. May they be impressed with the comprehension of their duty to thee and to each other, that this lodge may be the means of lasting good in the community. And to thee we shall ascribe all honor and glory. Amen.
So mote it be.
The brethren will kindly repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Worshipful Sir, the officers of this lodge lately chosen are present and ready to be installed in their respective offices.
You will then present the brother who has been appointed Tyler of this lodge.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Worshipful Jack Hennings, who has been appointed Tyler of this lodge.
Brother Hennings, you have been appointed Tyler of this lodge, and you'll now be invested with the jewel and implement of your office. As the sword is placed in the hands of the Tyler to enable him effectually to guard against the approach of cowns and eavesdroppers, and suffer none to pass or repass except such as are duly qualified, so should admonish us to set a guard over our thoughts, a watch at our lips, and post a sentinel over our actions, thereby preventing the approach of every unworthy thought and deed, and preserving consciousness void of offense towards God and man. You will now repair to your proper place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you'll present the senior steward.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Craig Lachlan McKinnon, who has been appointed senior steward of this lodge.
Brother McKinnon, you have been appointed senior steward of the lodge, and now I will now instruct you in your duties. In olden times, it was your province to superintend and provide for the festivals of the craft, to assist in the collection of dues and subscriptions, keep an account of all expenses for refreshment, see that the tables are properly supplied, and every brother suitably provided for. In modern times, however, the provision for actual refreshment has diminished, except at Saddleback Laguna and during the pandemic. And your principal function will now be to prepare candidates for admission and to perform those other duties which Masonic custom has assigned to you on days of procession. Receive the jewel of your office together with the white rod in due time. You will now repair to your respective place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the marshal.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Oscar Cortez, who has been appointed marshal of this lodge.
Brother Cortez, you have been appointed marshal of the lodge, and you'll now be invested with the jewel and symbol of your office. The baton is an emblem of command and is sufficiently significant of your duties. You will, under the direction of the master of the lodge, take charge of all processions of the lodge, and you are enjoined that the proper performance of many of our ceremonies will depend upon the manner in which your duties are discharged. You will now take your proper place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will now present the senior and junior deacons.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installations Brother Jack Ald and Chris Holder, who have been appointed senior and junior deacons of this lodge. This certificate vouches for the proficiency of the senior deacon.
Brother Ald and Brother Holder, you have been appointed deacons of the lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewels of your office. Those jewels indicate that it is your province to attend upon the master and wardens and act as their proxies during the active duties of this lodge. It will be your special duty, Brother Senior Deacon, to carry orders from the worshipful master in the east and the senior warden in the west and elsewhere about the lodge as required. Attend to all alarms at the door of the preparation room, receive and conduct candidates, introduce and accommodate visiting brethren. You, Brother Junior Deacon, will carry messages from the senior ward in the west to the junior in the south and elsewhere about the lodge as directed. Attend to all alarms at the door and see the lodge duly tiled. Those rods, my brother, distinctive of your office in due time will now be entrusted to your care. And now, believing from your past deportment in the lodge that your duties will be discharged with ability and zeal, I dismiss you to your respective places. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the Assistant Secretary.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Bob Phelps, who has been appointed Assistant Secretary of this lodge.
Brother Phelps, you have been appointed Assistant Secretary of the Lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your office. My brother, that single quill pen signifies that it's your duty to assist the Lodge Secretary in the discharge of the important duties of his office, and in his absence or inability, to see them carefully, faithfully executed. You will now take your proper place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the Secretary-elect.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Worshipful Kenneth Bennett, who has been elected Secretary of this lodge.
Worshipful Bennett, you've been elected Secretary of this lodge, and you'll now be invested with the jewel of your office. I am persuaded that in your hands, the pens will make an enduring record, not only to your praise, but also the welfare of the lodge. It is your duty to observe the will and pleasure of the worshipful master. Keep a faithful record of all things proper to be written. Transmit a copy of the same to the Grand Lodge when required. Receive all monies from the brethren. Pay the same out to the treasurer and take his receipt therefor. You will now take your proper place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will now present the Treasurer-elect.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Ross Hernandez, who has been elected Treasurer of this lodge.
Brother Hernandez, you've been elected Treasurer of this lodge, and you'll now be invested with the jewel of your office. The keys have a twofold significance. They are instruments to bind as well as to make loose, to make fast as well as to open. They will never, I am confident, be used by you in any other manner than which the Constitution, laws, and regulations of the lodge shall direct. You are to receive all monies from the Secretary, keep a just and accurate account thereof, pay the same out by order of the worshipful master with the consent of the lodge. You will now take your proper place. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the Junior Warden-elect.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Michael May, who has been elected Junior Warden of this lodge. This certificate vouches for his proficiency.
Brother May, you've been elected Junior Warden of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your station. The plumb, my brother, admonishes us to walk uprightly in our several stations, to hold the scales of justice in equal poise, to observe the just medium between intemperance and pleasure, and to make our passions and prejudices coincide with the line of our duty. To you is committed the superintendence of the craft during the hours of refreshment. It is necessary, therefore, that you should practice indulgence and that you should practice moderation and discretion in the indulgence of your own inclinations, and that you carefully observe that the means of refreshment are not converted to improper or excessive use. Your regular and punctual attendance is particularly requested, and I have no doubt that you will faithfully execute the duties which you owe to your present appointment. Look well to the south. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will present the Senior Warden-elect.
Worshipful Sir, I present to you for installation Brother Chuck Chiodo, who has been elected senior warden of this lodge. He is of good morals, true and trusty, and possesses the love and confidence of his brethren. This certificate vouches for his proficiency.
Brother Chiodo, you've been elected senior warden of this lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewel of your station. The level, my brother, demonstrates that we are descended from the same stock, that we partake of the same nature and share the same hope, and that although distinctions among men are necessary to preserve subordination, yet no eminence of station should make us forget that we are brethren. For he who is placed on the lowest spoke of fortune's wheel may be entitled to our regard, because a time will come, and the wisest know not how soon, when all distinctions save that of goodness shall cease, and death, the mighty leveler of human greatness, reduces us to the same state. Your regular attendance on our stated meetings is essential. In the absence of the master, you will govern the lodge, and in his presence, you will assist him in the government of it. I firmly rely on your knowledge of masonry and attachment to the lodge for the faithful discharge of the duties of this important trust. Look well to the west. Brethren, I am pleased to say that Brother Gilman will now provide us with a musical interlude. Thank you, Brother Gilman.
Thank you.
Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will now present the brother who has been elected to discharge the important duties of master of this lodge.
Worshipful sir, I take pleasure in presenting to you Brother Michael Ballou, who has been duly elected to serve as master of this lodge.
Is it known that Brother Ballou is well skilled in our ancient craft? Is he zealous in his regard for the interest of our order? And is he duly qualified to discharge the special duties of master's chair?
It is well known that he is all this, worshipful sir. This certificate vouching for his proficiency is evidence that he is well skilled in our ancient craft. I find him to be of good morals, true and trusty, and he is a lover of the fraternity. I doubt not that he will discharge his duties with fidelity and with honor.
Worshipful sir, the brethren of this lodge, reposing confidence in your integrity, in your zealous regard for the interests of masonry, and in your ability to discharge the duties of the master's chair, have chosen you to occupy that honorable position during the ensuing year. Are you willing to accept this important trust?
I am.
Then, my brother, I shall most cheerfully proceed to install you to the dignified and honorable position to which the suffrage of your brothers has called you, not doubting that the dignity of the Oriental chair will be well preserved in your keeping, and that the interest and welfare of the lodge may be safely confided to your charge. Before commencing your investiture, however, it is necessary that you should signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duties of the master of the lodge, and which on no account are ever to be neglected or departed from. They are as follows. You agree to be a good man and true, and strictly to obey the moral law. You agree to be a peaceable citizen, and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside. You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against governments, but patiently submit to the decisions of the Supreme Legislature. You agree to pay a proper homage to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live creditably, and act honorably by all men. You agree to hold in veneration the original rulers and patrons of the Order of Masonry, and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, according to their station, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of the brethren when convened, in every case consistent with the Constitution of the Order. You agree to avoid private piques and quarrels, and to guard against intemperance and excess. You agree to be cautious in carriage and behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to the lodge. You promise to respect genuine brethren, to discountenance impostors and all dissenters from the original plan of masonry. You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues and propagate the knowledge of the art. You promise to pay homage to the Grand Master for a time being, and to his officers when duly installed, and to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge or General Assembly of Masonry which is not subversive of the principles or groundwork of masonry. You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of masonry. You promise a regular attendance on all committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all business of masonry on convenient occasions. You admit that no new lodge may be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and that no countenance should be given to any irregular lodge or to any person clandestinely initiated therein, or being contrary to the ancient charges of the order. You admit that no person can be regularly made a mason in or admitted a member of any regular lodge without previous notice and due inquiry into his character. And you agree that no visitors will be received into your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers of their having been initiated in a regular lodge. These are among the ancient charges and regulations of free and accepted Masons, and to these your assent must be freely given. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
Then, my brother, in consequence of this assurance and the full confidence of your capacity and zeal, I will now install you Master of Saddleback, Laguna, Lodge number 672. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will invest him with the jewel of his station. The square, my brother, is an emblem of morality, and as it is the especial badge of the Master's office, it should continually remind you that not only by precept, but by example, we should promote good morals among the brethren, and thus endeavor to avert the shadow of scandal or reproach against the fraternity. Your former life has given evidence that this jewel will not be an unmeaning symbol in your hands, and I solemnly charge you to take good care that its luster be not dimmed through any act of yours. I now present to you the Book of Holy Writings. It is the great light in Masonry and should ever be the great law of the Brotherhood. It will guide you to all truth. It will direct you to eternal happiness, and an attentive regard to the divine precepts it contains will ensure your success in the fulfillment of the duties which you are now about to assume. The working tools of our craft will next be presented to you, that as master workmen, you may instruct the craftsmen in their various duties and virtues which they have been selected to illustrate. The square teaches us well to regulate our every action and to let our conduct be governed by the principles of morality and virtue. The compass teaches us to limit our desires at every station and never to suffer our passions or our prejudices to be the masters of our judgment. The rule directs the undeviating discharge of all of our duties, that we should press forward in that straight path of right and truth without inclining to the one hand or the other in all our doings, having eternity in view. And the plum is an emblem of moral rectitude, and it teaches us to avoid all dissimulation and to pursue that honest and upright course in life, which will tend to our elevations in the higher realms of immortality. There are still other important things which you will receive in charge. This book of constitutions, you are expected diligently to search, and from time to time to cause its contents to be read in the lodge, that none may remain ignorant of the precepts it enjoins or the ordinances which it promulgates. This book contains the bylaws of your lodge, which it will be your special duty to see carefully and punctually executed. And this is the charter, under the authority of which your lodge is held, and which you are carefully to preserve and duly transmit to your successor in the master's chair. For the master of ceremonies, you will conduct the master to his station in the east. Worshipful Master, I congratulate you on your ascension to this time-honored seat. The duties incumbent upon you in your exalted station are fraught with grave responsibilities. Remember that the honor, reputation, and usefulness of your lodge will materially depend upon the skill and assiduity with which you manage its concerns, and that the happiness of its members will generally be promoted in proportion to the watchful care with which you cherish the genuine principles of our institution. For a pattern of imitation, consider that great luminary of nature, which rising in the east regularly diffuses light and luster to all within its circle. In like manner, it is your duty to spread and communicate light and instruction to the member of the class. Convince them of the goodness of Freemasonry, so that when a person is said to be a member of it, the world may know that he is one to whom the burdened heart may pour out its sorrow, one to whom distresses may prefer its suit, one whose hand is guided by justice and whose heart is expanded by benevolence. In short, by a diligent observance of the bylaws of your lodge, the constitutions of Masonry, and above all the Holy Scripture, which is given to you as the rule and guide of your faith, you will be enabled to acquit yourself with the highest honors here and lay up a crown of rejoicing, which shall continue when time shall be no more. Brother senior and junior wardens, you are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you'll be found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. Suffice to say that what you've seen praiseworthy in others you should carefully imitate, and what in them may have appeared defective, you yourselves should avoid. You should be examples of discretion and propriety, for it is only by a due regard for our laws and regulations as shown in your conduct that you can expect obedience to them from others. You are assiduously to assist the master in the discharge of his trust, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he shall place into your care. In the absence of the master, you will succeed to higher duties. Your requirements must therefore be such as will ensure proper instruction from the craft. From the spirit which you have hitherto evinced, I entertain no doubt that your future conduct will be such as will merit the applause of the brethren as testimony of a good conscience. Brethren of Saddleback, Laguna, Lodge 672, such is the nature of our constitution, that as some must of necessity rule and teach, so must others, of course, learn to submit and obey. Humility in both is an essential duty. The officers who have been chosen to govern your lodge are sufficiently conversant with the rules of propriety and the laws of the institution to avoid exceeding the powers with which they have been entrusted, and you are of too generous disposition to envy their preferment. I therefore trust that you will have but one aim, to unite in the grand design of promoting happiness. Finally, my brethren, as this association has been formed and perfected in so much unanimity and concord, so may it long continue. May you long enjoy every satisfaction and delight which friendship can afford, and may kindness and brotherly affection distinguish your conduct as men and as Masons. Within these peaceful walls, may your children's children celebrate with joy and gratitude the annual recurrence of this auspicious solemnity, and may the tenets of our profession be transmitted through this lodge, pure and unimpaired, from generation to generation. Worshipful Master, it now remains for me to present you with the gavel, the emblem of power. In the hands of the Master, it may be made an instrument of great good or greater evil. With it, the Master governs his lodge. And in great measure, the welfare of the lodge depends upon its judicious use. In your hands, I am confident it will be wielded for the best interest of the brethren. Brother Master of Ceremonies, you will now make proclamation.
By the order of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of the State of California, I now proclaim the officers of Saddleback Laguna Lodge number 672 to be duly installed.
All the brethren will, under the direction of the Master of Ceremonies, salute the Worshipful Master by the battery of 3 times 3.
Together, brethren.
Worshipful Master, behold your brethren. Brethren, behold your Master.
Yay.
Find the mute button. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Worshipful Silverman, Worshipful Hennings, and Brother Giordano for being my installing team today. It really means a lot to me. At this time, I would like to introduce Grand Lodge officers, committeemen, inspectors, past masters, and other dignitaries. Being on Zoom, we don't have a sign-in sheet like we would typically have at the actual lodge. So I'm just going to call out the specific groups, and if you're a member, please raise your hand, and I can make an announcement if I can see you on there. We have a big participant list, so it's maybe difficult for me to see everyone, but I'll go through the list here. Presiding officers of Masonic Youth Orders. Do we have any of those here? Heads of concordant and appendant bodies. Masters of lodges. I know we have a few of them here. Golden Veteran and Diamond Jubilee Award recipients. Yeah. See Worshipful Mike Nebben, thank you. Grandmaster Youth Support Award recipients. Corin Andrews. Hiram Award recipients. You know, we have many hands. Our newest one, Worshipful Russ Hennings, Bob Feltz, Jack Hennings, Tom Gruenbeck, Mike Nebben, Will Garcia. I think I got everyone. Apologize if I missed anyone's name.
Max.
Max Harris, thank you, Brother Max Harris. Past masters. You know, we have lots of past masters here. I won't count all your names here. Thank you for joining us. Grand Lodge committeemen. I don't think we have any. Inspector, Worshipful Russ. Of course, thank you. Past Grand Officers from other jurisdictions. Don't see anyone. Grand Lodge Officers from other jurisdictions. Past Grand Officers. Worshipful Silverman. Past Grand Masters. No, we definitely don't have any of them here. Appointed and elected Grand Lodge officers. I don't see anyone from the Grand Lodge here. Let's see. So I wanted to start out with a moment of remembrance. We had, this year we had 3 brothers from our lodge that were passed away and called to the great architect. Worshipful George Cloud, he was a 40-year Mason and a past master of Saddleback Laguna Lodge in 1985, and also the Hiram Award recipient in 1988. Brother Ron Bass, he was a 59-year Mason and also a Hiram Award recipient from Veritas Lodge. And Brother James Innes, he was nearly a 59-year Mason. He missed it by 13 days. He is also a Hiram Award recipient in 2009 from Huntington Beach Lodge. He recently affiliated to our lodge in May 2019, and he made an immediate connection with all of us. Let us offer a moment of silence in remembrance of these great Masons. Thank you. So I have probably a few pages here to go through. I'll try to make it quick, but just wanted to share a little bit about my journey through Masonry. It began about 7 years ago, I want to say, with my brother-in-law, John Solar, and I. We were watching Discovery Channel and watching all about the secret societies and all of that fun, interesting stuff. And then it just so happened through his job, he happened to meet a Mason who is now the master at Beverly Hills Lodge, Joper Tupas. So once John became a master Mason, I finally asked the question, how do I join? And they pointed me here to Saddleback Laguna Lodge, since it was close to my house. And they also reached out to the lodge for me. So a couple days later, I received a phone call from Worshipful Jack Hennings inviting me for dinner. I was so excited. I can still recall his words today as clear as a recording in my head. A Mason's journey is impacted most by the seemingly all-knowing master of the lodge and past masters, his coach, and all the brothers within the lodge. Our lodge is fortunate to be guided by many past masters who continually shine their light. Worshipful Russ Hennings, our master of ceremonies today, inspector of our district, and master during the year I received my degrees, has been a true inspiration for me to look up to. His words of wisdom and guidance, as well as his own actions, always showed me the steps I should follow. Worshipful Jack Hennings, our Tyler, guides every guest through the door and has encouraged me and guided me in so many ways. And Worshipful, I do miss our all-important weekly hugs that we exchange at every meeting. Worshipful Kenneth Bennett has pushed me and all the officers to improve ourselves and to provide the best ritual experience we can to our new members. He is always there to answer any questions I may have, and I look forward to this year, where as secretary, he has already been invaluable in helping plan my year. Worshipful Tom Gruenbeck, who constantly gives his time to the lodge, challenged me as steward and junior warden to provide the best lodge experience possible to our deserving brethren. My coach, Brother Gene Giordano, and our chaplain for today. He's made a lasting impression on my life, not only for literally guiding me through the degrees as senior deacon, but he has also made himself available on many occasions to help me with my proficiency and Masonic questions and guidance in my life. My grand coach, Worshipful Gary Silverman, our installing officer today. We affectionately call him Grand Coach because several of his candidates have become coaches, like Gene, Worshipful Russ, and Worshipful Grace, to name a few. Besides graciously providing his house as a coaching location for countless sessions where we go down many Masonic rabbit holes of thought, Worshipful Silverman has also been there offering his assistance at every step of the way, not to mention the infamous Super Bowl parties. All of the brethren of the lodge, including Brother James Cates, who always calls himself a perpetual visitor, have also made a profound impact on me through every conversation, no matter how small or large, at the lodge, in Low 12, and other events. Looking back at 2020, what can we say? Well, it's been an interesting year as well, as we all know, affecting every aspect of our lives. There's the obvious fact that we are here in a virtual platform. Of course, like all Masons and non-Masons alike, I crave that in-person contact that virtual meetings just can't fully satisfy. Despite not being able to meet in person, I still feel like we had an amazing year in our lodge. Worshipful Grace did a truly amazing job in immediately ushering our lodge into the virtual world, along with help from brothers Diego, Ross, and Michael May, and others. Our education committee, led by Jack Ald and Raul Seno, and amazing artwork done by Scott Trodick, are responsible for finding speakers to present educational topics at our lodge. If I counted correctly, I believe we had 8 amazing education nights this year to help keep our lodge virtually engaged. Looking forward to next year, 2021, I spent much time reflecting on my journey through Masonry and listening to the brothers of our lodge to come up with my theme. There was one ever-present thought that became clear to me as the driver of not only my learning of ritual and time spent with my brothers, Worshipful Jack's Tyler Talks, and many fascinating education nights. In Freemasonry, we learned about the 3 principal tenets: brotherly love, relief, and truth. All 3 are equally important, but the idea of truth, or in other words, light, resonates with me and represents our spiritual journey through life to discover its meaning and purpose. To that end, my theme for the upcoming year is light, and is represented by my pin, the lamp of knowledge. You can see this here. And I have these pins, which if we ever see each other, when we see each other, I will gladly hand those out to you if you just come and see me. Let's see. So the lamp of knowledge is not strictly a Masonic symbol, but it is used in some other Masonic jurisdictions. It does, however, represent the same light, truth, and education, which I have found so valuable in every aspect of my life. Thanks to Worshipful Grace's previous work with establishing a virtual lodge presence, we have a fairly clear path ahead. I'm extremely fortunate to be supported by such an amazing team of officers, which we installed today. I challenged our education committee to continue their excellent work to line up even more education nights, many of which will also be open to the public. I also plan to have more 357s, which are our short education topics presented by our brothers at each meeting. We will ramp up our book club, which has been unable to meet this year. Once we are back in the physical lodge building, I encourage our officers' coaches to have education-oriented ritual practices, so we not only hone our physical craft, but learn deeper meanings about it. And last but not least, I also encourage our Master Masons to work on their proficiency if you have not done it yet. There is a lot of knowledge to be gained just from learning that. We will also, of course, continue our many time-honored traditions and events, which we all look forward to, like our picnic, once we are allowed to do so. The goal of these activities is to further enrich our lodge's members with the benefits of more knowledge and wisdom, and encourage them to continue learning in every direction they desire as we journey through our lives. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for being here today. It's truly touching for me to be surrounded by so many people wanting to be here at our lodge's installation, and to see all of our officers in their respective positions. I've talked to all of them, and I know that they're all excited for their new roles and how we can best serve our lodge and our beloved fraternity. At this time, Worshipful John, we'd like to, if you have your past master's apron handy, or an image, I think we had an image here somewhere.
There it is.
That is very beautiful. Did you have anything you like to share about this apron or worshipful?
Well, the apron has the symbol of my year, which is the all-seeing eye. So I was pleased to get that, and I thank the lodge for that. The all-seeing eye was the symbol I chose and made an impact on me. I also want to thank the lodge. They also provided this beautiful, you can't quite see it. It's a gold card, and it's got my name and my year, and I'm thrilled for that as well. So I thank the lodge. Special thanks to our secretary and our assistant secretary, Worshipful Bennett and Brother Bob Feltz, who, in addition to their many other duties, are responsible for awards, and they take care of that. And you know, things show up in the mail, which I greatly appreciate and make a difference, and that I will look back fondly on. So special thanks to Worshipful Bennett and Brother Bob for that, and to the lodge, and to you, Brother Worshipful Michael. I thank you. I thank you for all your fellowship and your friendship and your guidance and support. So thank you as well.
Thank you, Worshipful.
Worshipful, we also have this beautiful certificate and a card certifying Worshipful Grace's past master status. So if you can see it here, we have it's nicely framed. We'll get that to you, Worshipful. And then we have your card as well, which is right here.
Oh, terrific. Many thanks for that as well.
Here, can I give it to you? Or
Only works for gavels, apparently.
Yeah. Gavels and certificates.
Yes. So I wanted to say a little bit of words about John. The wise and sometimes mystical wisdom of our past masters includes a lesson to every newly installed master that there will be one big unexpected thing that comes up in your year that you'll have to deal with. For Worshipful John Grace, that could not have been more true. No one could have predicted how this year would go, but John did a truly amazing job handling the situation. In January and February, we had 4 degrees, 3 in-person stating meetings, and an incredibly fun lodge escape room, which John completely set up by himself. We were scheduled to have a degree practice on March 12th, but John had the foresight to see the incoming wave of infections and decided to cancel our meeting out of an abundance of caution for the safety and welfare of our brethren, even before the Grand Lodge of California and the state of California mandated lockdown. At the time, of course, no one expected the lockdown to last for very long. On March 19th, only 2 weeks later, Worshipful Grace started virtual lodge meetings, which have continued throughout the lockdown in a great effort to keep our brethren and guests together. Although it may sound like an easy job arranging a virtual meeting once a week, it's far from it. In a typical year at our lodge, we have many degrees to fill the schedule, but without the possibility of doing degrees, John was left to figure out what we should do for 38 more weeks. With the help of everyone in his line, he put together an amazing program that had great engagement from the members week after week. In a year like this, it would have been easy for anyone to sit back and wait for things to get back to normal, but Worshipful Grace's leadership really shined, and he was able to not only keep the lodge together, but push the lodge forward and even bring in several new candidates to continue to grow our thriving lodge. Thank you, Worshipful Grace, for your amazing leadership to pave the way for the rest of us to follow in this uncharted territory. Let's give a round of applause for Worshipful John, past master of Saddleback Laguna Lodge, number 672.
Absolutely.
I hear clapping from downstairs as my wife is online as well. So
yeah. I'll now turn it over to you, Worshipful, for your award.
Thank you, Worshipful Michael, and thank you for the kind words. Those are truly appreciated. There are so many adjectives to describe 2020, unprecedented, challenging. I won't go through the list, but we all recognize that. And I thank you and the brothers of this lodge for making it continue. And that kind of leads me into the Masters Award for 2020. And in choosing a brethren for the Masters Award, it was actually kind of a challenging moment, kind of a challenging choice, because we had many brethren that helped me and supported me, and did so many things in this most unusual year. So when trying to decide who I would select for the Masters Award, you know, I had to give it some thought, and I did for a number of weeks or even months perhaps. And the brother I have chosen for this award, you know, I've asked him to do some things, and he's done that with finesse and style, and, you know, has accomplished great things, and I thank him for that. But what really made the difference is, without knowing it, he almost challenged me to be that better man that we all talk about, and to be a good worshipful master of the lodge. And I thank him for that. And again, he's almost done this without knowing it, or without saying it, or without anyone asking. He's been a source of inspiration. He's provided me with wonderful questions, challenging moments. You know, he's made me consider things and think about different opinions and ideas, and that's just invaluable, right? So I want to thank him for that. And at this moment, I would like to announce the recipient of the Masters Award for 2020, and that is Brother Raul Seno.
Yeah, yeah, Raul.
Oh my God.
And there it is. That's the Masters Achievement Award for 2020. And again, I thank
you,
Brother,
Worshipful.
thank you. I thank you for your many contributions to our lodge and to me personally, and for being for one contribution, just to be a part of the education committee with Brother Jack. You've done that with finesse and style, and you've made all of our guest speakers feel welcome and valued, and I thank you for that. If you'd like to share a bit, Brother Raul, please feel free.
Absolutely, Worshipful. It's been a wonderful treat to have this opportunity to bring in the speakers, of course, with the leadership of Brother Jack Auld, and also the help. I shouldn't forget the help of Brother Scott Trodick, who's been furnishing the beautiful artwork for the awards that we're so proud of to present to our speakers. Right, so we've been a good team this year, and I apologize. I'm not wearing anything more appropriate because I'm in Big Bear right now. I'm driving through the woods, but it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you for your leadership, and I know we've kind of by default thrust into the forefront a little bit because of the COVID situation. So we've done, again, with Brother Jack's leadership and Scott's help, we've tried to present the best material that we could. And again, thank you all for supporting us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, Brother Raul. And as Brother Raul mentioned, Brother Jack Auld was the recipient last year. So you can kind of get a feeling for how much we value our education committee and those brothers that help with things like that. So congratulations again to Brother Raul Seno, who again is a true Mason and a brother that just kind of exemplifies what it is to be a Freemason. So congratulations again, and I will turn it back over to Worshipful Michael.
Thank you, Worshipful. Thank you, Brother Raul, and the rest of the Education Committee as well. I'll now turn it over to Brother Chuck Chiodo to present the Warden's Award.
Thank you, Worshipful. So I take great pleasure in presenting or being able to present this year's Warden's Award to Brother Eric Borg. Under the leadership of Brother Borg, he and his team did a phenomenal job in performing the duties as our membership retention committee. And obviously there were some great challenges this year with the pandemic and everything. The other members of his committee were Brother Craig McKinnon and Brother Christopher Wade. And, even with all those challenges, after many hours of hard work, they were able to help us attain very high numbers as far as our member retention. And we really appreciate the hard work of all of you. Now, in addition to Brother Borg helping with that committee, he's always there to help out the lodge and help the brothers when they're in need. And he provides a lot of guidance and counsel to many of our brother Masons. For me personally, I know there's been many times where, he's given me good counsel and imparted his wisdom on me, and I appreciate that. Brother Borg is also a past Hiram Award winner for our lodge, which just goes to show his commitment to our lodge and Masonry in general. Brother Eric Borg was not able to join us today live, but he will be watching the recording. I chatted with him this morning. So let's give a round of applause to our brother Eric Borg.
Finding the mute button is challenging sometimes. All right, thank you, Brother Chuck, and thank you, Brother Borg. I'm glad that you were able to receive this award from us. It's been very important for our membership, the work that you've done for us, and hope you're able to see this soon, and we'll make sure we get the award to you. I'll turn it over to Brother Michael May for the Temple Board Award presentation.
Evening, brethren and guests. My name is Michael May. I have the pleasure of serving the lodge as the president of the Temple Board. For those of you who might not know what that is, we are, in essence, the HOA for the lodge. We take care of all those fun things. If a toilet's broken, if there's updating, renovations, handling rents, those sorts of things. It is a volunteer organization is a volunteer position. And the Temple Board got together and, we talked about who deserves this award, who puts their time in and is just given to the lodge over and over. And so it was a unanimous vote. And this award is going to a brother who has served in this position for many, many years and does an amazing job of keeping us on track, taking diligent notes and ensuring that we know old business, new business, and the like. And so the Temple Board this year has voted to give Worshipful Gary Peterson the Temple Board Award.
Yeah.
So let's give a round of applause to Worshipful Gary Peterson.
Thank you, brethren.
Thank you, Worshipful. Thank you, Brother Michael May. At this time, I will open it up for any other presentations.
Worshipful, if I may.
Of course, Worshipful Russ.
Worshipful, it's my pleasure to appoint our officers coaches at this time. The officers coaches help me in helping administer the ritual and making sure everything's on point. And they really are an integral part to keeping Masonry ritually correct and administratively correct. And I really rely on these guys. And it is at this time that it's my pleasure to appoint Worshipful Kenneth Bennett and Worshipful Tom Gruenbeck as the officers coaches for the ensuing year.
Great, thank you, Worshipful, and congratulations, Worshipful Kenneth and Worshipful Gruenbeck. Look forward to some excellent practices once we're able to do so. Are there any other presentations?
Worshipful Michael.
Yes, Brother Gene, go ahead.
Thank you. It's been an interesting year. We've had a lot of darkness because of the pandemic, health-wise, relationship-wise, but there has been a good that has come out of this, and that good is an echo of what you had just said before about worshipful grace. If it wasn't for our ability to meet on Zoom, many of us who are no longer in Southern California, but stretched across the nation, would not have been able to enjoy the fellowship of this lodge and being with the brothers on a regular basis. I cannot tell you how much it is meant to me personally, and I'm sure to others. So thank you, worshipful past master John Grace. I'd like to, at this time, also on behalf of two past masters, worshipful Silverman and worshipful Grace, present you, worshipful Michael, with a little token of our thanks for everything that you have brought into our lives over the last 7 years. So I don't know how we get this virtually through, but I guess if we could, worshipful Silverman, if we could get worshipful Silverman on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to have the two presentations handy?
I believe they should be in the hands of worshipful Michael.
Then with that said, worshipful Michael, we are pleased to present you with these two little tokens of our esteem, gratitude, and friendship. And may you enjoy both immensely.
Thank you, brother. Shall I open them now? I've been kind of anxiously.
Go right ahead.
Please,
Go right ahead.
Please do. I'm impressed that you waited.
Didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Gene, the fact that he still had the bubble wrap on knows that he didn't touch it before.
Yeah, and that was bubble wrap pretty extensively.
Wow, thank you so much. So this is an autographed, there we go. An autographed plaque, I guess you call it, of Scott Niedermeyer of the Anaheim Ducks. So I am a big hockey fan along with both of you. So thank you so much. This is awesome. I'm going to display this prominently. This is great.
And just remember that Scott was a Devil much longer than he was an Anaheim Duck.
That and he helped defeat the Ducks.
It's true.
All right, and then open the second one as well. This one I did cut the tape just earlier, just struggle with it, but I have not looked in there yet.
And
wow.
Eric was instrumental in getting this for us and having it done.
This is beautiful. This is a wonderful gavel with my name on it and my year of 2021. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you so much.
And there should be something else in there.
Oh, wow. So the base of the gavel has my my logo burned onto it. That is beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow, this will be great for the lodge. I love it. Thank you.
A wonderful year, worshipful.
Thank you. All right, are there any other presentations today? All right, well, I would like to now introduce my family. They're gathering. I think you probably saw a couple of them here. So this is my younger son, Owen, my older son, Noah.
Hi. Hi.
My wife, Ria. I think it's probably better if I turn off the virtual background. It's not so. There you go. Okay, there we go. Oops. All right. And my wife, Ria, thank you. Thank you all for supporting me. So to my wife, Ria, words cannot express my appreciation for all that you do for me, our sons, my brothers, and all those around us. Since we first met, I immediately noticed how you are constantly thinking of others and how you can help them, sacrificing your time and anything you can for the betterment of those around you, all things which you continue to do so to this day. Your actions really inspired me to improve myself before becoming a Mason. Thank you doesn't say enough for all the hard work you have done for me and the lodge, whether it was making delicious meals for the lodge, or helping our kids with homework on Thursday nights so that I could be at Lodge, and the hundreds of other things you helped with. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love you, baby. To Noah and Owen, thank you for being patient with me when I spent many hours at work and many more hours working on Lodge activities. You're both growing so fast and amaze me with your new achievements every day. I'm extremely proud of both of you. I know you will both grow up to be good men. Just don't grow too fast. And I also already have Owen's application. Let me share my screen here. There you go. So I take this as his application when he's old enough. Let's see, my brother, I have two brothers, Sean and Merlin. One of them lives near me and I see him all the time. He's been at Lodge. Many of you have met him. And I have another brother who lives in Colorado. They both weren't able to make it just yet, but they've been there since the beginning. And we've had many great adventures, as brothers do, good times and bad. And I know that our mom would have been very proud of the many accomplishments that all three of us have made. My Masonic brother and brother-in-law, John Solar, Ria's brother, and his family. John, like his sister, also gives himself tirelessly to help even when he doesn't have time. As I mentioned before, he was the one who first got me interested in Masonry. I also have a couple non-Masonic brothers. To me, they're brothers, maybe not by birth, but in life, they're my brothers. David Liu, Benny Chang, and Corey Adams. So I know David Liu is on today. The other ones I think couldn't make it. But we've had countless fun times and serious times together. They've caused me to think about life in different ways and are always there for me whenever I need them. Thank you to all of my family for being there in my life and always being available to me. So now I'd like to have the officers, the newly installed officers, to introduce their families or say any words that they would like to say. Brother Chuck Chiodo, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so it's just me today. So I know that my dad is looking down from above, and with our fellow brothers who have gone to the great architect, and Michael, I know, Worshipful Michael, I know he'd be very happy and proud of you for becoming Worshipful Master, and looking forward to that. Just really happy to be in here with everybody. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Chuck. Brother Michael May.
My family is running around in the background. They're doing their best to stay calm and quiet as much as possible, but I want to give thanks to my wife, Shannon May, for giving of our time as a family for me to be able to be part of this wonderful organization. My son, Jackson, who I also have a video shot of him saying he wants to be a Mason from about 3 years ago. So that's enough proof for us. And then my daughter, Kenley, that are here in the house with me today, but I wanted to say thank you to them for allowing me to do this.
Awesome, thank you, brother. Brother Ross Hernandez, our newly installed treasurer.
Thank you, Worshipful. I would like to say thanks, of course, to my wife, Lindsay, who is a big supporter of mine and my life partner and my best friend, and deeply encourages me to pursue all of my interests, including the craft, and I appreciate her support in my endeavors.
Okay, thank you. Worshipful Kenneth Bennett.
Hello, I just would like to obviously thank my wife, who continues to allow me to spend so much time, devoting my time to this lodge. I love all of you at this lodge, and I love the craft, and so I really thank her for allowing me to spend that time. I want to just take this opportunity also to thank my brother Daniel Bennett, who's my brother both in life and as a Mason. Many of you know him. He's given several presentations at our lodge, and he couldn't make it today. My wife is working, and he couldn't make it today either. But he's, as many of you know him, he's been a huge inspiration to me, both just as a Mason in general, but also in all of the education, Masonic education that I love so dearly. He pushes me very much on. And then lastly, I just would like to thank my father, Errol Bennett, also a Mason. He's the one who got me into Masonry. He 82 years old. He's up in Paso Robles. Doesn't really do much of the Zoom stuff. Can't really figure it out. But he is a huge inspiration to me. And again, the person who got me into the craft. So I want to just take the opportunity to thank all of them, even though they couldn't be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Worshipful. Brother Bob Phelps.
Well, I'd just like to say you're missing out on a good cake that my wife Sherry usually makes.
Definitely.
She's downstairs right now, and as everybody else, that having the support of your spouse is great. So I want to thank you and good luck, Michael. Hope this pandemic's over before we're doing this again.
Yep. Thank you, brother. And yes, I definitely missed the cake. That would have been awesome. We'll figure out when we're back in lodge, we'll figure out something a big celebration and make that happen. Let's see, Brother Jack Auld.
Thank you. Let me get rid of virtual background here so we might be able to see. I think Johnny is also on, although he's not showing his face at the moment. But yes, my wife Lorelei, my daughter Hannah, Johnny, also a member of our lodge, is on. I don't know if he's available. Johnny, are you there? Nope, don't see him.
I'm here.
So, there he is. There he is. He even got dressed up for the occasion. Very nice. So Johnny is the one that started me on this journey, and I'm very, very grateful to a wonderful family, very close. Johnny's now spending his time in Utah, a couple of blocks from the lodge, waiting for the Grand Lodge of Salt Lake City to open up. Hannah and Lorelei's the love of my life and has been for a very long time. Hannah is also the love of my life, as all of my kids are. But we thank you very much, and we really looking forward to this next year, looking forward to be on the other side of this pandemic, looking forward to putting together a good education program, and just continuing the things that are great about 672. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Let's see, next would be Brother Chris Holder.
Thank you, Worshipful, and congratulations to you. I know this is an enormous day for you. And
Thank
so
you.
Congratulations. I'm honored and pleased to be part of your line, and thank you for everything that we have coming. Just like all the men before me, there's a special woman in my life who makes my Mason life possible. My wife, Jessie, who's currently out in a living room or in the backyard running around with my kids, Elogius, Delaney, and Avery. And so like the rest of you who've gone and then ones after me, there's always these special people who we hold so tight to us that are just making this is possible for us. And then a special thanks to my coach and mentor and the person who's been by my side from the second I even heard of Masonry, and that's my coach Diego San Miguel. He's been instrumental in my Masonic walk, and continues to be and will be down the road. So congratulations again, Worshipful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brother Chris. And thank you, Diego, as well. I'm glad you're able to make it. Brother Oscar Cortez.
Right. I
I want to say thank you for all you brethren, and I want to congratulate each of one of the officers this year. It's gonna be a challenge for everyone to go through this 2020, but we're here. It's the important thing. But I wanna thank my parents, because thanks to them I'm here. Whatever, no matter what my decisions, they always support me. So I want to thank to them for all the supports they give me. I mean, living here, just moving to a new country, and all the, you know, I wanna thank you, uh, Worshipful Michael, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your of your team this year, and especially for this great opportunity. I mean, I want to thank Worshipful Kenneth, because he's my coach, and we spent a lot of time learning the first 2 degrees, I think, until I get the proficiency, and then the third degree. Uh, it's like I pick up that like faster. So I feel like more comfortable with myself, but I'm still working on it. But yeah, happy with work with you guys.
Right. Thank you, Brother Oscar. Look forward to your progress as you go through everything. And I'm not sure why we always do the Tyler at the end, but Worshipful Jack Hennings is our Tyler.
I would, I'll yield to Craig before I talk, Worshipful.
Oh, you're right, Worshipful. I apologize. Brother Craig, our newly installed senior steward, I'm so happy to have you as part of our line. Would you like to say anything? Is he still on here? There he is. There we go. You're there we go.
Congratulations, Worshipful.
Thank you,
Michael. Really, thank you for letting me be on the line. I'm really excited about it. Thank you to my family for always being supportive, and thanks for all the brethren that were able to come and see us. It's really cool. Just can't wait, until this pandemic is over with. Wish we could all see each other again, but hopefully we will.
Right. Thank you, Brother Craig. That was very nice. I look forward to, I do look forward to getting back in Lodge and having us all together. All right, Worshipful Jack Hennings, Tyler.
Worshipful. We've been smiling all the way up that line, fella. I look forward to getting back in the Lodge, and I'll give you one of those great hugs that you greet me with. We'll get there. Look forward to serving you as Tyler, another great year as Tyler. Just need to get in the Lodge so we can have some guests and take care of them. My wife, Deborah, she's been my sweetheart for over 50 years. I certainly thank her, my son Keith, and then there is, I'd like to introduce Russ Hennings to the Lodge. My son Russ, teasing, Worshipful Russ, Christina, his love, my love. And then there's Acacia and Jack Ryan. We're grooming Jack for the 7th generation of Masonry. There will be no pressure, maybe a little bit. So thank you, Worshipful. Thank you, brothers. I miss you all. I want to be with you as soon as possible. And in the meantime, we'll just celebrate that love over line. Congratulations, Worshipful.
Thank you, Worshipful. And I would also like to give John a chance, to Worshipful John, past master Worshipful John, to give.
Thank you, Worshipful Michael, and congratulations to all the officers. I would like to take a moment and thank my dear wife, Carol, for all her support. You don't get to be master of the lodge without a lot of sacrifice and time spent doing things. And Carol has been very supportive, and I thank her for that. And she and my youngest Ryan are in our kitchen downstairs and waving. Thank you so much. I'm lucky. I have someone who inspires me, challenges me, and supports me every day of my life. And I thank her dearly for that. And all that support, you know, it's appreciated and loved, and it's incredibly generous of her to not only share her life with me, but her many gifts. And I thank her for that and all the moments we've had together. Allegedly, we've been married for 41 years, which is mathematically impossible since I'm only in my 30s, but the number 41 does ring a bell. So I thank her for not only those years, but the days and the moments and the tender love that she shares with me. So I thank my wife, Carol, and my oldest Brendan lives in Austin, Texas. He's not here with us, but my youngest Ryan, who recently graduated from colleges, and I thank them both. So thank you. And congrats again to you, Worshipful Michael, and to all the officers.
Thank you, Worshipful. And I hope you, Carol, received the flowers today. Yes, great. Yeah, so traditionally we send out, the lodge presents flowers to the outgoing master's wife and the new master's wife. So those, there we are. Those were delivered today. Actually, I just wanted to give a little shout out. Brother Lee Copenheffer from our lodge, his wife actually is a florist. And I reached out to her to do the arrangements today. So I have a similar one for my wife over here. So I hope you enjoy those, Carol. Those are from Worshipful Grace and the lodge. So thank you so much for all that you do to support John through his Masonic career and otherwise. All right, that concludes all of our speaking. Is there anyone else that would like to say anything?
Hey, Michael, this is David. You know, sorry, I'm not prepared for you guys. So I'm not gonna show my face, but you can probably picture me from your heart. I want to really appreciate that everyone supported Mike throughout this journey. It has shaped him tremendously. I know him for almost 20 years. He's like a brother to me, and will continue to be my brother forever. And thank you guys for shaping him to a good brother of mine. And I hope one day I get to meet you, everyone here, and I can, my family can continue to support him as well through this future journey. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, David. Appreciate the kind words. Anyone else like to say anything?
First of all, I'd like to take a quick second to say thank you to Brother Scott Trodick. He's the master in the background that's managing the spotlights and the different graphics that we're presenting tonight, and I'd like to thank him for his efforts.
Yes, definitely good call. Yes, Brother Scott Trodick has been a master with the Zoom coordination today. So you did a really great job. Thank you so much for stepping up and taking care.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anyone else care to share any thoughts? Not sure.
Just want to say congratulations. This is Brother Lachlan McKinnon. Just want to say congratulations to Worshipful Michael and Past Master John J. and all the officers, the new officers. Wonderful. And the technical crew behind you all today. Okay.
Thank you, Brother Lachlan. It's great to see you again.
Good to be seen.
Brother Mike Nelson, worshipful elect.
Yes, good evening, brethren. Good evening, or good afternoon, I should say, worshipful. On behalf of all of us at Irvine Valley Lodge 671, we all want to congratulate you on ascending to the position of Master of the Lodge, and to all of your officers who have ascended to their current positions. I have no doubt that your lodge will continue all the good work that it has been, and I look forward to working with you and the rest of your officers in the ensuing future, with things like the picnic, hopefully. And I couldn't be happier for you and the rest of your line. To Worshipful Grace, your name is very appropriate. You handled the whole thing, this COVID thing, with grace, as your name implies. And I thank you for your leadership in Saddleback Lodge, and look forward to seeing all of you in the ensuing future. So have a great year.
Thank you, brother. Yes, and congratulations on your election, on being elected master for next year. So as everyone, as you move through the lines, you're kind of assigned a year, if you will, or a class, kind of like you were, going through college or something. And this is, the class of 2021, if you will. And so, me and Brother Nelson have kind of gone through the steps together quite a ways over the last few years, joining together at OSIs and at the retreats a few times. So it's great that he can get up and be the master at his lodge, Irvine Valley, next year. So I look forward to doing some joint events when that becomes possible. So thank you for joining us today. Anyone else care to share any words? All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here today. I really appreciate the love and support of everyone that you've shown throughout the years, and all of the officers this year, and congratulations to your positions. I'm sure it'll be another amazing year, and we'll have a lot to look forward to. So with that, we can adjourn. Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Worshipful, we'll need to close once all our visitors are gone as well.
Yep. The new officers could remain for the closing. That would be great.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you, Worshipful.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Michael. Awesome.
Congratulations, worshipful. No longer almost worshipful, worshipful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Worshipful, Michael. That's right.
It still feels a little weird, but
Take